Welcome. Today we're gonna be talking about extra powerful blades can slice an entire star. Paper suggests. Now when I seen this, I'm not gonna lie to you, my head kinda spun. Cause something like this, I've never even heard of no blades. I've never heard of relativistic blades, at least. I don't know how many stores can actually do this, how many different stores can actually do this, how many even stores can be impacted through this. But as we read along, ultra compact objects with strong magnetic fields are known as magnetars. New research suggests that they could be sliced in half by ultra powerful plasma blades, and that can be the source of some of the brightest explosions in the universe. They said in the universe, not even in the galaxy, in the universe. That's kind of crazy. That's very crazy. I know about magnetars, just a little bit, is partially on their formation from the core collapse of a supermassive star. There's a lot of different directions that the star could take at that point, but taking a magnetar route, it's believed there's multiple kind of theories, but they believe that the internal spin within like the first few seconds of the internal core collapse just has to be like at a certain level, and that will cause it to actually become a magnetar. And magnetars, even when they do form, like even crazy shit happens, like their atmosphere implodes, like starts circulating around the material, starts circulating around the magnetics, and it's all type of crazy stuff. Magnetars are even like, mainly they're seen like 10 to 20 kilometers or 15 to 30 kilometers ish around there. So it's really nothing. They're smaller than our sun, but could destroy our whole solar system. So it's they're smaller than our moon. Not even smaller than our moon, and can destroy our whole solar system. Yeah, that's fucking crazy. So another theory that I had seen with magnetics and these magnetars is, when they're formed, is there has to be a co-star in the process. And the co-star, I don't know what the co-star has to be, but for the co-star to even survive that explosion and not get blown back at least, some feet. Golly, dude, supernova just happened and the nigga is closer than before. I don't know what the case is, but a lot of different circumstances. Stars can be sliced in half by relativistic blades, or ultra-powerful outflows of plasma shaped by extremely strong magnetic fields, in wild studies. So, this is a wild study, but when you're dealing with the universe, geez, dude, it don't really be like, a lot of shit don't really be crazy when you're dealing with the universe. Study author based on the Center of Cosmology, Particle Physics in New York University outlined the results of the paper published in September to be preprint database, and study is not yet peer reviewed. Cool. The research has been hunting the origins of certain types of gamma ray bursts. Gamma ray bursts are some of the most powerful explosions in the sky. There was actually a pulsar that emitted a gamma ray burst. And some of these bursts, they're like they say, is some of the most powerful explosions in the sky. They normally seem to be coming from black holes, but like I was saying before, I for you to have, either you turn into like a black hole or you turn into like a magnet, like that. When you start to reach that part of evolution, in my head, your capabilities is ridiculous. I don't even understand. I'm not even gonna hold you. We don't even live that long to understand that long. You know what I mean? So it really mind boggles us, and we're always gonna be baffled. You feel me? So it kind of reaches a point where you kind of stop and think, like, if all these, even to me sometimes, I'm not even gonna lie, I don't even know if black hole is the last thing. They say black hole, then it evaporates. I don't know how you know that. I'm sorry. Have you seen an evaporated black hole? For all we know, there might be another process where it core collapses again and turns into like a gold star or something, like some weird ass like dark star or something, like, you know what I mean? Like, you don't really understand, like, or it turns into something that's not really even, that's based more on dark matter. So you really, you know what I mean? Like, you really could get yeah. So I don't really understand too much when it comes to magnetars, just to be real, because there's not too much knowledge that's been put on them, just because they're seen as some of the most kind of rare objects in the universe. And something like this is fucking crazy, because if you have something that like they just seen a magnetar that was leaving, has a trajectory to leave the galaxy. Do you understand? Like, he's probably gonna go to a galaxy where there's nobody like him. You see what I'm saying? Like, he's gonna end up in a place where no niggas gonna be saying, like it's gonna be, yeah, like shit like that is kind of actually crazy, because even when you're dealing with certain mythologies and stuff like that, that's stuff that you add to the history. You see what I'm saying? Like, these exiled kind of, either may they be planets or may they be stars, but this one magnetar leaving the galaxy, there was another pulsar. Actually, there was a ultra large white dwarf seen leaving the Hades cluster. That's another one. You can throw that one in the history books. Like, yeah, for whoever's around that and whoever that affects, that's definitely in their books, because it definitely has some mythology involved. But to keep going and to kind of stay on, shit, only a handful of objects can generate these energies required for the power of a gamma ray burst, and some of the astrophysicists assume that either black holes or magnetars are involved. And niggas put that cap on a black hole, like, you be seeing like black holes could shoot pulsars, and pulsars, you're out of there. If you're in the way, you're out of there. I don't like, for black holes even have the ability to man, they have the ability to change or to manipulate or to have a hand in the whole galaxy's magnetic field. So they play a very, very interesting role and have a strange effect. Same with pulsars, same with these neutron stars. And even, it's just crazy. But if this is real, God gave these niggas blades. So now they're able to fight, and like, respectfully, like, a nigga really, that I don't know if y'all really can get that, like, how crazy that is. If this, and I actually do believe this shit is real. I'm not even gonna hold you. Like, I believe these niggas can shoot tornadoes. I believe they can do shit that's like, you really just don't really, yeah. I just haven't been here long enough to really feel this shit, you feel me? So, this shit right here, new study suggests that the other lingering GRB may occur when some massive stars die. The core of a core collapsed star, forming a neutron star, which is a city-sized ball. Ultra-dense neutron star surrounded by heavy layers of hydrogen and helium. The neutron star can acquire an extremely strong magnetic field through rapid compression and rotation. The neutron star, remember, because every pulsar is a neutron star, but every neutron star is not a pulsar. Remember that shit. So although rapid compression and rotation, which is very important, a lot of these magnetars rotate at thousands of times a second. Like, I grabbed a cap the other day. I'm not even gonna hold you. keep it I grabbed a cap the other day. I said, man, this nigga could spin at 10. This nigga could spin 1,000 times a second. Let me see some. I spun that bitch. Yeah, I'm out of there. A second? Nah. That shit probably spun 3 times, nigga. I'm not even gonna hold you. If that bitch is able to, if that piece is able to move at 1,000 a second, I don't even know what that looks like. That probably starts to retrograde and look backwards. And then you start to reach a point where it's not even retrograding backwards. It just looks like it's not moving. Like, that's the like, bro, even these hoes, like, these, man, golly, y'all people fucking, these pieces, these celestial objects, like, you telling me you having such a strong magnetic field even has effect on time and space around you. Like, these magnetars are actually really crazy. And it's actually I believe there's how many? There's actually about 20 to 150 known magnetars or stars like this, and it's actually believed that we actually seen 7 of them that kind of died off, because magnetars, they reach certain stages and there's certain levels of a magnetar, obviously, as every celestial object has. But when you're dealing with a magnetar, pretty much you have certain checkpoints, and the magnetic field over time starts to disintegrate and decrease. Now, I don't know if it possibly is a possibility that a magnetar's magnetic field can be rejuvenated somehow. I don't know how you know what I mean, we haven't even, you know what I mean, so it to me it could possibly be rejuvenated, but in a sense it's kind of, from what we know, it kind of dies off, and then once it dies off it kind of becomes like somewhat of a lingering star, neutron star, and even that is a very powerful object in itself. I be thinking, I mean, if they say these blades is able to cut through a magnetar, and you understand the density of a magnet, I don't know if is it able to cut. The black hole is different, right? So I don't really think it's able to. And then you have certain stars, other theories like the Thor Gior theory, you know what I mean, like that's that black hole inside of a star. You got that theory, and in my head, I mean, if an object like this, if this highly plasmatized, highly energized plasma blade comes at me, and I'm a star of that nature, I don't understand, like, what do you do, like, and what happens, like, you know what I mean? If it's just something, it seems like it's just a weapon in my like, I really don't in my head, it's just, that's what I was saying, like, God really gave them blades, like, just to fight, like that shit is crazy. It's honestly cool, it's live, but at the same time it really is chaos. So newborn magnetar is surrounded by chaos. Its own gravitational pull draws in the matter or the remaining atmosphere of the parent star into it, but the intense radiation of the magnetic field whips the plasma around in a frenzy. Crazy. I bet you that shit just looks crazy. I'd like to sit in the extra super duper scent. Man, my spaceship gotta be super radiized, nigga, like absolutely just super. I need elements from, you know what I mean, the unknown type shit, to be able to sit at these like areas where these, what's it called, like these beings or these objects are being formed. Like, even when you're sitting around a protoplanetary star, the amount of chaos with solar wind and all that, like, it's crazy. And just to be sitting there, bro, would just be wild, you know what I mean? Like, you're not even looking at nothing but gas, plasma, probably lightning, weird, you know what I mean? Like, crazy, you know what I mean? It's just crazy. And same thing here when you're seeing the making of one of the most dangerous objects in the universe. It probably does hold a form of chaos, at least in the beginning phases. And we all know that, I mean, inside of the sun internally, there's a bunch of chaos happening. For a photon to have to 1 million years for a photon to get out of the sun, you have to hit and bounce and reject and do all type of things 1 million different times before you even reach the outskirts of the sun. A lot of chaos happens in these objects, but seems to be like they're so stable due to it. It's kind of strange. The previous work authors conclude that a jet forms along the axis of a magnetar is punching the way through the dying star. Okay. But the author of a new study realized that the magnetar's magnetic field cannot. Yeah, that's another thing. So if this magnetar, if a magnetar shoots that at you, and this supposedly has the power of a supernova explosion, which is right here. This has the power of a supernova explosion. So if a magnetar shoots this at you and you're a magnetar, doesn't your magnetic field do something to reduce some form of, you see what I'm saying? Like it already would disintegrate or have some form of effect on the amount of damage that would happen to you. Like to be real, like I feel like that's kind of a protective mechanism as much as it is a lethal one too. But the relativistic blade can perfectly bisect the star, slicing it in half on the way. Because study says the blade then travels for a distance well over several radius the original star before it seems to lose steam, potentially exploding some longer lasting GRBs, or explaining some longer lasting GRBs. The star's fate is sealed. Yeah, I mean, if that happens to a star, does it just explode itself? I mean, that's a lot of stress. That's a lot of, you don't even know what, like I say, that blade is really made out of. Like, to come from the equator of a magnetar. Yeah. And it might not even be from a starquake. It might be from some whole other shit that we don't even know. You don't really understand the filament kind of physics that are on the magnetar. The star fate, is sealed, picks up more and more material, and eventually joins the blade in an upward journey. The blade also causes instability within the star itself that leads eventually to its demise. For some study, the research, some research simply demonstrated that the relativistic blade could explain such GRBs. This is crazy, though. This shit is crazy. For the next step, the research plan to do this shit. The next step is the research plan to study how the blades evolve with time, and exactly how the ensuing stellar death unfolds. That would enable them to identify the key structures of this type of explosion and determine if some gamma ray bursts scientists have previously observed can be explained by this model. So trying to explain unknown gamma ray bursts by theories of the unknown. It's a very, very interesting game that we have to play to understand the shit that's going on here. But at the same time, you just gotta get, with the program. Universe is a very, very hard thing to understand. And these objects aren't really able to talk to you. So, you better get to doing something like this, though. These immensely magnetic objects, like you having a magnetic field that's 10 to the 15 Gus or guess, I don't really know if I'm saying that right, but you having that strong of a magnetic field, it's very, very crazy. These explosions, one of the brightest in the universe, probably one of the deadliest in the universe, obviously, and you don't know the length. They probably want to know how long they can possibly last, how the distance of travel, how powerful they can even be from distance of travel, acceleration, things of that nature, luminosity, things of that nature, and even the effect that maybe the disintegrating particles even become. Maybe they, after contact with some of these objects, these stars, maybe they create heavy elements that are really, really rare. You know what I mean? It's kind of interesting when you're talking about rare stuff in the universe, because you turn around and everything is rare. You know what I mean? Like, literally. So, something like this, very, very interesting. It just kind of shows that God is crazy. I don't know what to say. Patty's crazy. Appreciate y'all. See y'all next.